Hey, good morning. Today is Monday, Veterans Day, and we're heading to the house to pick up a bunch of stuff that was too large to go in the garbage cans. The main project overall for the next so many months is to finish the trailer, but also prepare the house for the trailer, finishing packing up the little house, and then I have to fill all the holes from the yard leak. So just cleaning my car out here to make space for all this stuff I need to get rid of here. So I got this stuff loaded up into the car, cleaned out the car a little bit. Now I'm in the backyard filling in all these holes that we dug. And then I'm gonna head back down to the trailer. Man, shoveling's wiping me out. Well, a step at a time here. I've got the majority of the holes filled, and the gardener cleared out the area where the leak was. And he said he capped it or turned it off, so we'll see. I'll come back and clean up the kind of the yard matter and make sure those holes are nice and tidy when I get some more energy. But right now I'm going to run down to the trailer. This is a whole other project that I just finished in the last year and a half. Full solar setup with a battery. That's the controller that comes down from the solar panels, disconnects. The wires have to go over this water softener unit that we have. And here's a system controller, the disconnect. And we're also running the power from the water softener through. And then these all have to go through these larger pipes. This is a sub panel that powers when the battery's on. And then here's our main panel. And I got it all approved and permitted, believe it or not. And that's another project on the property for the fence.
Able to get this outlet in a while ago. It's got two USB-C, one USB-A, and two outlets to 110, 120 voltage. And since I don't have a lot to do today, I'm waiting on supplies and stuff. I think I'm gonna replace this one, and this last one up here.
Okay, so these are my tools. Just standard little wire things, strips in the middle, cuts, bends wire. You need it because that wire can be hard to bend. Copper wire, and then these strippers. Here's a great. You just slide the wire in there and it pulls it right apart. Electrical tape to clean it up at the end. Screwdriver. Take it on and off. And I've got these wire nuts, and then I have these little dual little Wago style ones, which I kind of prefer, and I wish I had more of those, but anyway, let's dig in here. So the way these work is there's a single circuit throughout the entire trailer for the outlets. They're 110, 20, whatever. And so what you have to do is you have to cut it in the middle here, and then so one side of the circuit will feed the power, and then you have to connect it in the same place that it's feeding to go back out to continue the circuit. So we'll cut this in the middle here, strip those, and then on the outlets, I'll show you how those work. These particular outlets don't have dual connectors like you'll see in a lot, but what they do have is they have, once you unscrew this, there's two hot sides here, and then two neutral sides here. So you just slide them in there on each side and then clamp it down. And then you've got your ground down there. So there's 4 outlets, and the one I don't want to do is the one I'm going to do first, because I always like to get the difficult one out of the way first. This one up here is going to be for the seating area where you have your laptop. You can sit on, there'll be a table here that you can work at. So I'm going to clear all that crap out and get started on that first.
This job's pretty straightforward. The only thing that was a little tricky is I had to bend down the ground wire to reach around to the bottom, and then mounting it was the trickiest part because it's aluminum, and I kind of had to drill little holes to get it in.
Cool, so got that outlet done. That was the toughest one. I thought it was the toughest one, probably the easiest because it's at the end of the circuit. So I only needed to deal with 3 wires instead of 6. So, but anyway, so the next ones will probably be a little more complicated, but this was kind of in an awkward place and it came out really nice. The holes in the wall are pretty big from the old outlets, and I was worried it wouldn't cover it, but it just covers it barely, and it looks really nice. And it's charging my phone right now, look.
And then it was off to the trailer lights. I can't get the lights working on the front and the back and the outside. So I took the lights and I attached them to a power source I knew worked, just to test that the lights worked. And they did, so I went ahead and just followed a tutorial and pulled the wires through and kind of got them ready to mount. And then went outside and just went for it. I had to sand where the grounds were because there has to be bare metal or it won't ground properly. And then fidgeting with the wires. All the wiring has to be inside the light instead of on the back like it should be normally, so it was kind of tough to get everything kind of squeezed in there. Okay, so I got one electrical plug put in, and then I got one of the trailer lights mounted. I watched a tutorial, it said that's how to do it. I'm still not getting light, but I'm thinking maybe they're on a circuit, so maybe once all the lights are connected, they'll work. But I'm pretty convinced that they are wired properly. Then to finish installing the lights, there's 2 on the side and the front. And they have these little metal holders that are aluminum, and they looked old and cruddy. So here's me sanding it down with like 80 grit sandpaper. So I just wanted you to see the difference between the original and after you sand it. These are the little side lights that connect the lights fixture that goes on the side. So this is after a rough sand with some rough sandpaper. Here's the original. It's like 50 years of corrosion, 47 years of corrosion or something like that. This is with the rough sand here. Kind of polishes it out. See it here also. And then back to the so that's how old it is, and we're just sanding it down, and then we'll go over it with a finer sandpaper after that and polish it out, put a clear coat on it, and then pop a light in there and screw it to the side. So that was a pretty tedious little side project. I got both of these sanded. I did I think 80 grit, then like 320, then 1000, then 1500. And here I am just preparing more of the lights. I got to pull the wires through, and then the black line I have to put a little round little thinger on it to connect it to the grounding screw. So it was so windy, the tripod kept falling down, so when you see it go blue, that's just the camera falling over.
So this came out pretty nice. All polished up. So I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but we're gonna try to get this mounted up on the side here. Goes right up here. And I think the piece goes like that.
And here's a nice video of my back while I install it.
So here it is wired up. Decent looking polish there. The wire's a little short, so typically I would have it further over so I can push it under, but the wire coming out is really short. So hopefully we can get this cover on and take a look. Sounds pretty good. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so I got the first one up. It came up pretty good. I dropped everything. It was a little tricky, but let's get this other one I polished up on the other side, and we'll have all the lights up on the front. So this is the black wire after I crimped that on there. There's a little cap here that you squeeze down. And what I found out is on this tool, there's this little divot here. So I'm assuming that's for crimping because I just put the wire, the red thing and the wire right in this little divot, and then I hold it down like this and it pinches it and crimps it. It's too windy to film right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and mount this last light. It's a little side light, and I'll show you when I'm done. All right, we're all completed. That's the one on the one side there, all nice and polished. Got the new lights up here with the colored emblem, painted, polished. And then we just got the last one done here. It's fresh, polished light. Really good. So it has this kind of interesting vibe in the air. Everything's very windy, lots of things flying around. Kind of like these little mini dust devils running through their property. And the sun's going down, the moon's out, metal's banging on the roof, and feels like it's time to wrap up the day, but I thought let's go ahead and keep wiring some of these outlets until I don't have any light, and we'll head home. So I'm going to work on this one here, crack off the back, give it a cut, and see if I can get the new one mounted.
This one was really straightforward, but I did need to put 2 hots and 2 neutrals in and connect both grounds, and just make sure it was centered because those holes are really big and I had to adjust it a little bit. Okay, got one more electrical socket in before dark here. So we got 2 in today. That's 3 total that we've got in. And we still have 2 left down here on the bottom, and 1 in the back above the bed so we can plug in our phones and stuff while we're in bed. And getting the walls kind of dirty, but we'll touch it up afterward. Let's give this one a test here. Plug in the trailer here. Looks like the wind's died down. Turn on the breaker for the power. Oh, we got light. That's good. Light. And then take this USB-C cable. I know it works on that one. Let's plug it into this one here. Dirty wall. And let's plug the phone in while I'm filming and see if it beeps. Yep, it beeped. Yay, we got power. Cool. So we got that one in. That one in over there. This one we already got in. 3 new outlets. 2 to go. Well, overall it was a good day, productive day. Just a lot of wiring. Got all the lights on the outside. a couple outlets on the inside, and I'm getting some parts for some plumbing stuff tomorrow. So I'm hoping to have some running water in the sink, actual running water. Not heated yet until I get the solar set up, but yeah, great day. Bye.